Hi, my name's Ian Gilder. I'm Managing Director of Adore Cruises and the Cruise Channel.TV. Today I'm joined by the captain, Mr. Ian Calvert. How are we doing, Ian?
Very well indeed, very good indeed. Nice to be back again in these lovely studios.
We love this studio, don't we?
Second home.
Okay, if you're new to us, welcome. Let me tell you about myself. My name's Ian Gilder, as I say, and I'm the Managing Director of Adore Cruises. Been in the industry 17 years, and I'm known for tailor-making all my holidays and creating bucket lists for people. So, been doing it a very, very long while. The agency's fully ABTA and ATOL bonded, so when you book with us, your money's safe. So that's a little bit about myself. Do you want to say a bit about
my
you?
name's Ian Calvert, and I've been in the business longer than you.
You're a bit older than me, yeah.
And I was the sort of first person to start dissecting the cruises, and then putting pre and post together, different airlines and things like that. And this is how far the cruise industry has come now. So what we do is repackage it for you, make it exciting, give it a nice start and finish. And the most important thing you said is the bonding, the ATOL bonding, because we've seen recently how low-cost holidays have ruined many, many people's summer holidays. So
some of my friends.
you're not going to get that with us, I promise.
No, that's a good thing. But we've got a great show today. Headline sponsored by Cruise and Maritime.
Voyages, CMV.
Voyages.
Yeah, that's important to say, because a lot of cruise lines now you abbreviate a lot of things, don't they? And then you'll see CMV. People say, "What's that?" Cruise Maritime Voyages.
To me, they're a little unknown gem. Generally based out of England, a lot of cruises depart from the UK, and value for money, I think they offer some of the best deals around. Don't you agree, Ian?
Absolutely, and it's a very British feel.
Yes, it's almost like P&O, but not quite as plush. And I mean that nicely, because the food's fantastic, the entertainment's fantastic, the ships are a little bit older, but they give an amazing experience to many of our guests, and they've got 45% repeat rate, which in our industry is really, really high.
I think where you hit it there is the fact that they cruise out of the UK, and they put some really nice itineraries from other parts of the UK, not just Tilbury or Dover or places like that. Even Scotland is now in the loop, where you can join a ship and get off a ship. So,
certainly is. But should we show our guests a little bit about
what a good
Cruise and
idea.
Maritime Voyages? Let's have a little look at the video.
There's something about the way this line is quite a traditional line,
Yes,
is it?
yes.
Is there something appealing about
It
that?
is. It's friendly. It's more family. It just seems to be like a family, doesn't it? I think so.
Yeah.
And there's no kids.
Which is a
Yeah.
is,
fun.
yeah.
We've-
You can,
Most people on here are middle-aged or more, and they don't want small kids running around all the time. So that's one
It's,
part of it.
it's lovely.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I like
Leave
it.
the grandchildren at home.
I can't see any point in paying the costs of some of the cruises when you've got everything with these people. I mean, no complaints. We haven't got any complaints. It's lovely.
Because we're quite sociable and it's all here, but there's no pressure in to do things, you know. You do it as and when you want to.
So on a day, how would you fill a day on a cruise? Do you do the shore excursions?
Yes, we do the shore excursions. Sometimes we go ashore on our own, free, like today. We went on the city tour bus, you know.
Yeah.
And no, we find that there is ample to do on the ship. They do a lot of activities for you.
And if you just want to be on your own and
That's it.
sit, you can do that
Do
too.
exactly what you feel like.
And you go to the. Have you been to the shows?
Yes.
What are they like? What are they like?
Well,
First class, they are. First class, really they are. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's what you'd pay to go into London to watch.
Somebody told me that you're part of the Platinum Cruise family, which is quite an elite group of cruisers. How do you get to be an elite Platinum
It's
cruiser?
how many nights you've travelled. I've travelled 139 nights with CMV, yes. But he hasn't. I've done
I
two
haven't
more
done
than he
that.
has.
Is that 6 months or?
Well, yes.
And how many cruises have you done between you?
I've done, I think it's 9 or 10. You've done
I've done
8.
eight.
Yeah, something
And
like that.
what?
But we've always done it with the same company, CMV.
Have
So
you?
that's how you accumulate the status, if you like.
Right, it's almost like air miles, but it's nights
Yes,
or
yes,
something like that.
that's right,
And do you get little other privileges that you?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Yeah,
then?
they're very good. They, get little extras.
Right.
So,
Would you cruise again? Do you think? Would you
oh
like?
yes,
Yeah.
with this company. Yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
not just
definitely.
I'm not just saying that. We found that it is They do what they say.
Yeah.
What's in the brochure's there.
Yeah.
And there's no ifs and buts about it.
Well, thank you.
And we're going back again.
It's been lovely to meet you. Pat and Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You'll have to go on a cruise.
Yeah, I'll have to do it and I'll bump into you. I hope I'll bump into you.
Wow, I love that. What do you think of that then, Ian?
Very good indeed, very impressive, I must say. But I've never cruised with them before, so I have to put my hand up and say they're a brand I've not tried and tested. I know clients who have, and they love the brand because it's very laid back, easy going, extremely British, as I say. But what are the staterooms like?
The staterooms are really, really good. The good thing about Cruise and Maritime is two of the ships. The main one is the Magellan, that's their flagship at this precise moment.
Yeah.
I've cruised on her twice, and my father's recently come back. And my dad can be a little bit nitpicky, but he absolutely loved it. And he said, wow, Ian, those cabins were absolutely fantastic. And to be fair, in my opinion, they're some of the biggest afloat, because it used to be the Carnival Holiday, I do believe.
Yeah, you were saying it was an ex-Carnival ship.
Ex-Carnival ship. They spent $50 million on refurbing her, and then they brought her into Cruise and Maritime. But the cabins are fantastic. The showers are huge, and I absolutely loved it. But should we show, I guess, the cabins
Let's
as well?
have a look. Let's see what you're doing at night and where your retreat is when you've finished cruising and shipping, going around all the ports and things like that. This is where you put your head down.
Talk about when you come up the gangplank, your holiday starts, really.
Yeah, it does, I feel, yeah.
Do you feel that you're being looked after for the minute you're on?
Well, the service on here is, you can only call it exemplary. You know, you get on the vessel, someone catches hold of you, look, and I need all the help I can get now at my age, and they take you to your cabin, they open the door, say, oh, here you are, your case will follow you in an hour or so, which it does.
And it does?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And nowadays, they clear the vessel of passengers. So that when you get on, you know your cabin's free. You don't need to skulk around in a lounge, you know, waiting for the cabin to free up.
Yeah.
And the cabins on this vessel, because it's a former American ship, isn't it? As
Right,
you
yeah,
probably
yeah.
know. The cabins here are generous.
Are they?
And we could all have a party in my cabin and have a bit
we'll
of room
ask
to
the crew in
spare.
a
Yeah.
minute. Well looked after, everything?
Oh, impeccably clean. They do nothing but clean. It's amazing. I've never had a room being serviced so much.
Really?
Not even in a 5-star hotel have I had this. It's amazing. It really is.
A monkey hanging in your window?
Yeah, it's made of towels.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, then there's a dog.
Yeah. I got on, I found a swan on my bed. Have you
Yes,
seen it?
got to.
And what, in the evening, do they turn back to
change
bed?
decks, I think. Decks turned back, your night is all arranged. Yeah, it's super.
They keep arranging my nightie. I wish they wouldn't. I wish they'd just leave it. They're terrible. But they are nice, aren't they? They're very friendly.
Very friendly, yes.
And as a whole, I mean, would you cruise again? I mean,
We've booked another 2 already.
On the ship.
Yes, on this ship.
Well, there we go. Cabins look fine. Staterooms are fine. I'm happy with that. Now, I know we've got some really good offers, but let's not look too far ahead. Forget next year. What have they got this year? Because there are some good deals in the marketplace.
There are some fantastic deals in the marketplace at the moment, as you say, Ian. At the moment, for 2017, on the majority of their sailings, they're offering buy one, get one free.
Okay.
So the first passenger pays the full fare, and the second passenger is actually free. But we sourced a great deal for the end of 2016, which is so popular, it's just flying off the shelves. In its Christmas markets.
Very, very popular. I know a lot of, and may I suggest to you at home, if you've not tried cruising, and you want to put your toe in the water, then do a Christmas market cruise, because you get all that wonderful experience of being in Europe and that festive feel about the place. It's a bit nippy, a bit cold, but that's what you want at that time of the year. But you know the ship you're going back to will be nice, warm and cozy, good food. So how good is the deal?
As I say, this deal is on buy one, get one free again. So this is starting on the 11th of December, and it's leaving from the Essex Riviera of Tilbury.
Oh, there we
You
go.
go into Tilbury, you've got the palm trees, the wind fan. To be fair, it's a great cruise terminal. You park your car, they coach you straight over to the terminal. You're there literally 3-4 minutes. It's so efficient. I think it's the most efficient cruise terminal
Is
in
it
the
as
UK.
good as Harwich? Because I always found Harwich efficient because you could step off the train and from the train onto the ship.
It's not quite as efficient as Harwich, but
Right.
I think it's, once you're in the terminal, it's more efficient.
Right.
Literally, the train station is half a mile away from the terminal. The car parking is right next door. Literally park your car, they'll coach you in. It's very, very quick and easy. So we're starting in the Essex Riviera of Tilbury, and then it's going on to one of my favourite places, Amsterdam.
Wonderful. Love Amsterdam.
Love Amsterdam, things to see and do, go in the cafes, go around the adult-only area, take a canal cruise. It's just a vibrant place. It's very relaxed. And also they're going to have the Christmas market there as well. So I think that's a great first port of call to get your sea legs. And on to another one of my favourite places, which is Hamburg. Have you been to Hamburg, Ian?
I have, but only to see, I went to where they build the cruise ships in Papenburg, and so I didn't actually see Hamburg as itself, but it's meant to be a very vibrant city.
Very vibrant. Also, the buildings are fantastic. The shopping's great. I was fortunate enough a couple of years ago to go on the Queen Mary 2. They had their Agent Achievement Awards where they took 60 of us away, stayed in Hamburg for a night, and then we cruised back to Southampton. I absolutely loved the place. It was really nice, lots of architecture, lots of culture. It's quite large as well, to be fair. So you've got a good day of exploring around Hamburg, and they will have their Christmas market.
Well, they do.
A bit of oompa and a bit of lederhosen, leg slapping.
And some schnapps.
We like a bit of schnapps, don't we?
Yeah.
I actually prefer chocolate with brandy in it, personally.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm not really a schnapps type of person. And then, from there, on to Antwerp. Have you been to Antwerp?
Yes, I have.
I haven't
Only
been.
to buy a horse. Never off a cruise ship. There's an interesting one. I'll tell you about that story another day. But yeah, Antwerp. I do love Belgium. I absolutely love the place. And I just think that this little itinerary is just perfect for that time of year. It's a lovely gift to give somebody. If you can afford it and you want to buy somebody a little prezi to go away or whatever, that's a lovely idea, isn't it, at these prices?
Well, we haven't discussed the price yet. You're
But
actually.
I know it's going to be cheap. Well, you've said buy one, get one free, so I know it's at a good deal.
Well, you generally know my prices are pretty reasonable at the best of times, and this is a great deal from Cruise and Maritime. So for the 5 nights, as I say, on the 11th of December, starting in Tilbury, on to Amsterdam, Hamburg and Antwerp, then back to Tilbury again. How much do you reckon the price is going to start at, Ian?
Buy one, get one. $599
Is it per person or total?
per person.
No, it is $599, but that's only for the first person. The second person goes free.
So for two, $599 for two.
Correct.
Serious deal.
So in essence, £299 a person, so £60 a night. You can't fly out there for that
Well,
price.
you can't stay in Amsterdam in a decent, half-decent hotel, Hamburg or Antwerp, for anything like that.
No.
With all your food and everything else. Crazy.
And if you want to go to an outside, we're at $799. So for an extra £100, £20 per person per night, we'll get you an outside cabin. So if you want to book this, we've got to go onto our website, which is www.thecruisechannel.tv, or you can call us on 0800 940 1449. And what do we say?
Ask Ian, what you going to give him this time?
Ian says, give me a Kindle.
So you're giving him a Kindle as well with
Giving them a
this?
Kindle as well.
$599 for 2 people and a Kindle.
I think I'm paying for them to go away.
I think you are.
I think we are.
Double check that.
That's a great deal, isn't it, Ian?
Yeah, fantastic. Well done.
Welcome back. My name's Ian Gilder, Managing Director of Adore Cruises. I'm joined by the Captain, Ian Calvert.
Yes, Captain Carvey, as I'm known, been in the business longer than you.
Only
But
marginally.
we are the original good cruise people.
Yes, we are. We're loving the show, and if you're joining us late, you've already missed an amazing offer.
Too good to be true.
Too good. But we'll tell you how to find that a little bit later, because that will be on our website. But it's now on to Word on the Waves.
Word on the waves. Some movements going on sea at the moment. We say goodbye to the Equinox. I was on the Equinox in June.
You love a bit of
Wonderful
celebrity,
celebrity
don't you?
Equinox. I do love the ship. I love that size as well. But unfortunately, she's not coming back to the Med in 2017. She will be home based in the Caribbean. And I think this is a first for celebrity to have a ship based in the Caribbean year round, 365 days.
I actually picked up on this the other day. That actually was already selling in the Med, first of all, and they've had to cancel some people off. Is that
That's
correct?
right, but they've done it well. They've handled it really well. Those people that were booked on the Equinox to do a Med Cruise 2017, you can rebook onto another Celebrity Med Cruise, and there's a lot of other great itineraries with Constellation. You got the Eclipse, and you got the Reflection and Silhouette. They're out there in the marketplace, but they'll give you onboard credit to compensate. So, you know, when these things happen, I'll give them their credit. They do it well.
Why do you think they've moved one of the ships back?
The American market need their 7-day cruises. in the hot summer. The trouble is, when you're in America, I don't know if you realize this, it happened to me once going through immigration in Miami. And the guy said to me, "How you doing?" I said, "Fine. How long are you here for?" And I said,
Was he Welsh?
"Oh, no, that was more like a Rocky. How you doing? How you
Apologies
doing?"
to our Welsh
And
viewers.
he said, "How long are you here for?" And I said, "A fortnight." They don't know what a fortnight is. And he said, "A fortnight? What's a fortnight?" And I said, "Well, 2 weeks, 14 days." He said, "Well, why didn't you say 14 days?" I said, "Because we call it a fortnight in the UK." And the reason being is they don't have fortnight 2-week holidays in America. They don't have as many holidays as us. It's 7 nights.
I think they only actually get 2 weeks a year vacation.
There you go. That's right. And they split it up. They don't put it all together. And that's why the 7-night market in the Caribbean is so strong. So you've got Royal Caribbean ships all the time there. You've got Carnival there all the time. So now Celebrity are going to put the Equinox there, and I think she'll do fantastic. 7-night rotations within the main summer months, extending to a 10 and 11 nights further down the line. So nice itineraries.
I also think the Americans aren't travelling over to Europe as much, so there's probably a little bit too much capacity over here.
You hit the nail on the head there.
So they can get more per day over in the Caribbean. And to be fair, during the summer months, I'm out there literally next month, actually trying to find ships during the summer out of Miami and Port Canaveral and Fort Lauderdale. You're actually not spoiled for choice, which is surprising. You think in peak time, you can't actually find that many ships over there.
Very few, until October, November time. So that's one piece of news. So Celebrity, Equinox going to the Caribbean. Oasis going to Port Canaveral. So you'll have the 3 largest ships in the world based in Florida. Brave move from Royal Caribbean again. I mean, look at the tonnage, look at the size of it. How many people?
What they hold? 5,500?
5,500.
That's 15,500 people, 16,500 people a week they are going to be cruising out of.
So they've done their homework. The market demands it. And as you've said, now the Americans aren't traveling as much. And that's their prime market. So they'll all fly down or drive down to Florida and go on stunning ships. Absolutely fantastic. So that's the 2 main things at this moment in time on the news.
I actually have a piece.
What's that?
My good friends at MSC, on their new ship, the Merivigalia.
Do you know that has an odd name? We have a problem with the name of the lights, the northern lights.
Yes, the Aurora Borealis.
Borealis, yeah, you got that.
We're sort of getting there, aren't we?
This ship is called what, and what does it mean?
Well, it's their brand new ship, and they are giving cookery classes from Michelin star chefs to the children.
Oh, isn't that a good idea?
Well,
that's very clever.
We touched on cuisine last week.
With Oasis last week, yeah.
And also
Oceania.
Oceania. And so they're actually combining sports and cookery with the kids on at MSC as well. So it's trying to give them more culture instead of literally Nintendo and Game Boy.
I think it's a brilliant idea, yeah.
Give them actually life skills. And it's designed by Carlo Cracco.
Carlo Cracco?
Yeah, my good mate.
Yeah.
Taught me how to cook an omelette. But joking aside, I actually think it's a great idea and something new, which I do know other cruise lines are going to be implementing very shortly as well.
I think you're right. A few cruise lines are now calling the children's program in the summer camp, this American terminology. So it's not just we're going to look after your kids for you. We're going to educate them, enlighten them, and I think that's a brilliant, because they all come off cruise ships, the children, far better people than they went on, because they've made new friends from other parts of the world, they've learned a lot, and they're mixing with adults all the time, but in their own sort of way. And I think that's why I've always thought that families that cruise together stay together.
Totally agree. So that was Word on the Waves. If you're joining us for the first time, my name's Ian Gilder. I'm Managing Director of Adore Cruises. Been in the business 17 years. I'm joined by the captain, Mr. Ian Calvert. How are we doing, Ian?
Nearly been in the business twice as long as you.
Nearly.
How's about that then, as they say. Absolutely fantastic. A wonderful business. And may I say to everybody watching the show, just feel 100% protected. Whatever you see, whatever the offers are, on this show, it's ATOL protected, the most important thing.
Your money is safe. You've already missed the cruise news, unfortunately, and a great offer, but we'll give you information later on actually how to get this information, because it is on our website, www.thecruisechannel.tv. But I think it's time for another offer, Ian.
Yes, let's have another offer. Now, once again, with Cruise and Maritime Voyages.
With Cruise and Maritime, I like this offer. It's going to the Baltic. You haven't done the Baltic, have you?
No, not done the Baltics.
Neither have I. The good news is our good friends at Cruise and Maritime have prepared a great video for this, which obviously describes it better than me and you.
Does this take in the Northern Lights?
Not yet.
Oh, no.
No, so...
I'm saving that word up if I can say it right.
Well, I'm glad you haven't had too many beers at lunch. Anyway, let's roll the video and let's have a little look at the next offer.
If you love to explore wonderfully ornate churches, medieval streets, and cities steeped in history, politics, and revolution, then this is a journey made just for you. We head to Tallinn, Estonia, a vibrant mix of old and new, of Baroque palaces and first-class restaurants. And then to the jewel in Russia's crown, St. Petersburg. Built as the city of the Tsars to showcase the cultural opulence and fabulous wealth of Imperial Russia, St. Petersburg is one of the most spectacular destinations anywhere in the world. So spectacular that we spend 2 days there, so you can take advantage of our specially planned shore excursions. And on our way, we drop into wonderful Copenhagen, maritime Helsinki, and picturesque Stockholm. Join us for a taste of Baltic cities and Imperial Russia. It's like nothing on earth.
So there we go, another look around the Magellan with Cruise and Maritime Voyages, and Ian has his second offer, but this time on another one of those ships.
Yes, Ian, do you remember a cruise company called Ocean Village?
Indeed.
That was for the British people, almost like the pioneers of freestyle cruising.
That's right, indeed, yeah.
It wasn't it? If I'm correct, am I showing my age, was that the old original P&O Arcadia?
Yes, I think it was, yeah, it was an old P&O, that's right.
Well,
but wasn't it all buffet style, aimed at that UK market?
It was, and then I believe it went to Australia.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
But it's now back.
Goodness.
Cruise and Maritime have bringing her back over to the UK, spending a lot of money on making her look beautiful again, because she was beautiful beforehand, but spending a lot of money on bringing her up to being a flagship. It's their biggest ever ship at 61,000 tonnes, I believe.
It's a nice size, though. It's not too big.
That's actually for them, because the Magellan's around about 50. This is their biggest one. This is their biggest one. This proves how well they're actually doing in the market. And the good thing I remember about the original Ocean Village, again, was the size of cabins. They were around, an average inside was near enough 200 square foot.
Yeah, they were. The older the ship, you found the staterooms were bigger. Now they seem to or design them in such a way now that they squeeze a lot into a smaller space. But you know, all cruise ships, you're there. What are you doing? You're sleeping there. Very few people are in their state. There's so much going on a cruise ship. Don't worry about the stateroom size. If it's a big occasion, take a suite. But otherwise, just go there, go to sleep, and enjoy the ship.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with you. As I say, I think it's a great ship. We've got some great prices. Again, we've got buy one, get one free on this offer. This is for 2017. The good thing with the 2017 cruises, we only need a small deposit, which is a great thing to start off with. It is on buy one, get one free, and this one starts on Wednesday the 13th of September. And it's 12 nights aboard the Columbus, and it's going from...
Oh, Tilbury.
The Essex Riviera again.
The Essex Riviera.
Essex Riviera.
Palm trees.
Palm trees, yes. A bit like going out to Miami.
Wind turbines, yeah.
So I'm going to start in Tilbury, then on to Copenhagen. You been to Copenhagen?
No, not in Copenhagen.
I've been there once. I got off a Holland America ship there. It was only literally a fleeting visit, but it looked very beautiful. Got a lovely fisherman's type of wharf, and you can go see Hans Christian Andersen Museum.
That's right, yeah.
And also Legoland if you want a bit of Lego.
Good for cycling as well.
Is it?
Yeah, people who want to go and cycle, very nice around Copenhagen. So my clients tell me.
Okay. And then on to the next port of call, Warnemünde.
Warnemünde.
Do you know where Warnemünde is for?
Germany for Berlin.
For Berlin. And my father-in-law went on this cruise a few years ago with a different cruise line. He said Warnemünde was the friendliest place he's ever been. Literally, they had 6,000 people waving goodbye to the ship as it went out. And that was on Celebrity, believe it or not.
Well, that's a short canal, isn't it?
It's a short canal
it's a transition through
as it goes in. And obviously, they've still got a lot of their history from when they were under Soviet rule. So they've still got Checkpoint Charlie, the Berlin Wall. I think it's going to be an absolute great...
So how far is the actual city of Berlin from there, would you say?
I think it's around about 35, 40 minutes.
It's not too far,
I don't think it's that far at all.
Right.
And something like this, if you are travelling a distance, we always say take the organised shore excursion.
Exactly, yes.
Where possible. But as I say, if me and Ian don't have haven't been to these places, we're not going to say, do this when we haven't. The information
No.
we do give you during these shows.
We'll give you good information if I've been there or you've been there, and we know these places inside out. It's all about the duration of the time in that port. If they're overnighting or they're there till late in the evening, you can take a punt and do your own thing. But if it's a short period of time, take the cruise company shore excursion for peace of mind.
Then after Berlin, we are on to Helsinki in Finland.
Finland.
Yes.
It's another new one for me. You see, I've been so many other places, but
Well, I'm a bit like yourself. I've generally been further afield.
Yeah.
Done the main med, but I haven't done the closer ports, which is a bit strange, really.
that is odd. Yeah.
It is odd, but as I say, everybody loves Helsinki. And then, to me, this is the highlight, St. Petersburg in Russia. And you're overnight there.
Well, that is good. But again, don't do your own thing unless you've got a visa. You'll have to pay for your visa, do the ship's tour. And I've seen this on, it's called Master Ships, on Sky. And it showed this actual sailing that you're talking about now. And if you ever get a chance to see it, on Sky Master Ships, it just shows the turnaround and what they do ashore. And one good thing about Cruise and Maritime Voyages, they have this lovely Scottish lady who is head of concierge or whatever, doing all the tours. And that's all what this product is all about. It's the people on board, isn't it? And that's why people go back.
I think if you get a good cabin steward and a great waiter, they can absolutely make or break your holiday, to be fair. If they're funny, they chat with you, if they look after you, which all the staff look after you, but some of them go the extra mile, they've got some personality. To me, I can still remember some of my waiters and saying, they've actually made my holiday, they're doing tricks for us around the dinner table.
I agree with that totally. We don't talk enough about the crew. A lot of these crew live thousands and thousands of miles away from their family. They're on ship contracts for 6-8 months. But they're there and they make your cruise. They nearly all go that extra mile.
And some of them are working 7 days a week as well for 5-6 months.
That's right.
And they've always got a smile on your face. They're always happy. And sometimes, like when we come to work, I'm sometimes not always that happy. But they always got a smile and make you feel very, very welcome.
So well done to the crew. Well done, crew.
So anyway, after St. Petersburg, we're on to Tallinn in Estonia.
Yes, I told you, jam.
I thought...
You didn't know about the trivia there.
No.
That's a jam, one of the largest producers of strawberry jam in the world.
I only thought Tallinn was good because they won the Eurovision Song Contest a few years ago, didn't they?
Well, anybody could win but us. Bit like our soccer team, but we won't go there.
And then on to Nyasham for Stockholm.
All right, that's a new one on me.
It's a new one on me. I quite fancy going to Sweden.
But I do warn people, it's quite expensive in those countries to go off and have a pint. Maybe not in Russia. I've never been to Russia.
But mind you, you wouldn't go off for a pint in Russia. Surely you'd go have a vodka.
Yeah, of course you would, yeah.
You kind of eat, when in Rome...
Do as the Romans do.
Do as the Romans do.
Yeah, you'd have a vodka. But I've drunk Russian champagne, and it's about 50p a bottle, if you can get hold of it. And it's absolutely fantastic. They don't realise how good they make a champagne. But there, anyway, we divert.
Why do we always come back to that?
I don't know why, is it?
You're a bad influence on me.
I don't know. But that's what cruising's all about, having a good time.
Totally agree. Why go on holiday? And then when we finished in Stockholm, it's back to the Essex Riviera of Tilbury. So this is for 12 nights.
Yep.
It is on the buy one, get one free offer. We'll quickly summarise. It's Tilbury on to Copenhagen, Volmunde for Berlin, Helsinki, overnight in St. Petersburg, Tallinn in Estonia, and then Stockholm before back to Tilbury. How much do we think, Ian?
So it's buy one, get one free. How many nights?
It's 12 nights.
So I would say 10.99.
Per person?
Yeah.
A lot less than that, young man.
Well, go on then.
17.99.
For two.
For two. So 17.99 for the first person. The second person goes free. Well, when I went to school, which I was quite good at maths, is that £799.50 each?
Yeah, 799, 816, no, 17, no, 899. 899 each.
You can see why I failed.
There you go. My education's kicked in big time then, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It is. 799, so that's
right.
1,800.
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
£900 each.
Oh.
1 point to me. Anyway,
Okay, and how much?
still a great deal.
Still a great deal. And how much for an outside cabin?
Ooh, you've got to add £200 a person.
It's a little bit more than that. It's
Ooh.
2,399.
That's not bad.
So it's still £1,200. It's £100 per person per day. So if
It's
you
going
want
to be dark at night. Why do you need an ocean view?
some people get claustrophobic.
Yeah, I suppose they do.
If you can afford it, pay the extra.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my opinion. But if you want to go ahead and book this, you need to give us a call on 0800 940 1449. Go to the website www.thecruisechannel.tv. And what do we say, Ian?
Ask Ian, what are you going to give him?
Ian says, give me a Kindle. So if you book this cruise and says, Ian says, we will give you a Kindle, but I'd like to remind you, you've got to say that to the staff member because they're not going to give it away.
Right, okay.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, my name's Ian Gilder. I'm Managing Director of Adore Cruises, been in the industry 17 years. I'm joined by the captain, Mr. Ian Calvert. How are you doing, Ian?
Very well indeed. So far, so good. We've had some fantastic offers, 2 good offers, more to come, more interesting news in this wonderful industry that we're in.
And one thing you have missed there, or we've missed, we're ABTA and ATOL bonded, so if you do book a holiday with us, your money is fully protected. You've already missed a couple of great deals and a bit of cruise news, but we're on to the next section of the show, which is Ask the Captain.
Indeed.
And this follows on from last week.
That's right. We had an offer last week with NCL, if I remember rightly.
Correct.
And you'll find a lot of itineraries now that start in Singapore, finish Hong Kong, or vice versa. And they'll take in a bit of Thailand along that coast, and you're in the South China Seas. Then you've got the Vietnam part, which is getting extremely popular. So a lot of people ask. It's about visas again. Because you've got to really look into this. It's not up to the cruise line to sort your visa situation out. You've got to know where you're going on a ship and then do a bit of research yourself. If your PC okay with your computer, then go online and Google it and whatever. But make sure you get the right information. And secondly, a little tip here, not to get ripped off. When you go online to get things like ESTAs for America, speak to your agent, speak to people like us that know to go directly to that country's government site. You'd only be charged what they charge, not some silly $75 service fee to supply you with a visa. But when you go to Vietnam, yes, you do need a visa. But all the ships have tied in with the Vietnam government that you can buy a visa on board, and it's $6 per port, which they will then charge to your stateroom. Or if you're going overnighting, with some cruise ships now, will drop you off at one part of Vietnam. Because, as I said last week, a lot of the interesting places are quite a way in from the ports. And you'll overnight in some of these places and come back and join the ship the next day. The overland is $28.
And you can do that on the ship?
The ship take care of that for you, but it will be charged to your stateroom.
That's a great...
And that came from the officers at the documentation office on board the Celebrity Millennium. So, you know, when we're asked a question, we go right to the organ grinder, as they say.
To be fair, we don't know everything. And that's a great question, and that will come from Ray Franklin. So, Ray, thank you very much. We have a goodie bag winging its way through the airwaves to you as we speak. If you've got any further questions which you want to ask us, you can go onto our Facebook page, thecruisechannel.tv, or tweet us at thecruisechannel.tv and hashtag Ask the Captain. The best question we get, we'll give you a cruise line goodie bag full of pens and cups and mugs and paraphernalia, whatever.
But there won't be a Kindle in there.
No,
You won't get a Kindle.
There won't be a Kindle. So any questions you've got, if we don't know the answer, we're going to research it and come back to you. So that's a great question.
Yeah, interesting. It is important. You don't want to ruin a holiday. Make sure you've planned and done your research before you go anywhere.
Also, while we're saying about things like visas, another thing which does come up quite often is what vaccinations do I need? And the one thing we always say is you need to consult with your GP. Because if I say you need malaria tablets and you don't and you get a reaction, you're going to be speaking to us and suing us, and vice versa. So saying no, you don't need it when you do. So when you are going on your cruise, look at where you're going and speak to your GP. They are the best people. They're up to date. They're governed by the World Health Organization.
That's right.
And they will give you the latest up-to-date information. So as a company, we cannot advise you on that.
Can I give you another little tip while we're there?
Feel free.
As we spoke before about the UAE, going into the UAE, whatever prescription you're on, they're extremely strict on medications. If you're taking codeine in the UK, that's a banned drug in the UAE. And you could be imprisoned in the UAE for bringing a banned drug in. If you are on codeine, whatever medication you're on for whatever ailment you have, take your doctor's prescription. And you know, it all comes with a little thing you got from the chemist.
Yes.
Just take that, and they're happy with it. Otherwise, you can go online to the to the Dubai government website.gov, and it'll explain all the list of banned medications that you and I would take for granted going into a chemist here.
So can I take my Veruca cream in with me?
Veruca cream could be all right, but if it's got codeine in it, mate, you're going to be limping.
That's some great tips there. And as I say, I'm learning, you're learning. There's always stuff which we don't know. Welcome back. My name's Ian Gilder, Managing Director of Adore Cruises. Been in the industry very many years. We're fully ABTA and ATOL bonded, and I've been joined by the Captain Ian Calvert. You enjoying the show so far, Ian?
Loving it. Loving all the information we get. There we were just now giving information about visas and medicines and things like that. But if you've got a tip at home, I think you could tell us. You know, we're never too old to learn, and those we've done hundreds of cruises. We're lucky enough to be in this great industry.
Oh, it's amazing.
You learn something all the time. I've sat with people by the pool, at dinner, at the bar, and they've told me things about, oh, you're going there tomorrow, why don't you go there? And it's lovely, and that's what I love about cruising. You talk to each other. You don't just sit there and vegetate, do you?
No, I think this and skiing holidays, I'm a very passionate snowboarder, are the most friendly holidays afloat because you've actually got something in common with your guests.
Exactly, yeah.
What you've done, where you're going, what blue run have you been down. And people are a lot more chatty. If we were in a beach in Benidorm, would you necessarily
No, you wouldn't.
speaking to somebody at the bar thinking, nutter?
Yeah.
But when you're on holiday, everybody chats to everybody.
Yeah, you've got something in common and you share it. Yeah.
And the amount of times you meet friends and go on holiday with them again just for the cruising. And it's funny, I've actually met people on one cruise and then seen them on another cruise without even arranging it.
Yeah, that is spooky. I had that in June. Somebody I saw on we were on the Eclipse last November in the Caribbean. Lovely person I met. I think he was in the music industry, so there's a connection there with me because I love the business. But we get on the ship and there he is just getting two in front of me. What chance is that?
Oh,
high fives again. Wow, that's crazy.
I think that's happened to me 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Literally, I had it happen to me twice in 6 months. I was on the Carnival Breeze in August, and then I went away on the Carnival Dream for New Year. And out in the Dream, it was out in the Caribbean, and there wasn't very many British people on there. And there was 4 Brits who went, "You was on the Breeze during the summer." It's just.
Well, we go back to the crew again because I don't know what impression I make when I go on a cruise, but all the crew seem to know me, Mr. Ian, and they're all high-fiving me, you know, because to me, they're somebody's son, somebody's daughter, and I treat them with respect, and I love them to bits, and we have a lot of fun with them, and that's nice when you get back on, you get that welcome. Although these ships can be massive, they're little cities, little towns in their own way. These people get to know you, so I think maybe I've given a good impression.
I've also had that as well. I was an independent many years ago, and I was in Rome on Princess, and literally we're just coming out by the Vatican, and okay, this fellow walks past.
Not the Pope.
No, it wasn't the Pope. I've seen him numerous times. It's like, no, sorry, Pope, I'm not going to come and visit you today. And this fellow walks past, and I thought, I know him. And he was the bartender on Independence.
Oh my
Independence was in at the same time.
Yeah.
But what's the chances in Rome?
Oh, it's bustling all the time.
It's
Rome.
absolutely massive. And he remembered us, said, you've got 2 kids. He goes, he cracked us some really bad joke, and he actually remembered that as well. Yeah. So, absolutely fantastic. We're digressing again. We just get so...
Well, that's what's fun about this industry. Anyway, do we need another offer?
I think we need another offer.
Rock on, let's go.
Okay, this offer is aboard the Magellan again. And it's going to our favourite place, which we can't say.
Oh, yes. It's up north and it's funny lights.
Aurora
anyway, go on.
Aurora Borealis. I've got a better idea. Should we run the video?
Let's see it.
Because it's seeing is believing. Let's run the video.
The mysterious shimmering northern lights have mystified mankind for thousands of years. Quite simply, the northern lights have to be seen to be believed, and there's no better way of searching for them than by joining one of our special cruises. After gliding serenely over the Arctic Circle, experience the white nights of the winter sun in Alta or Tromsø, where pretty wooden houses and cosy pubs are embraced by snow-topped mountains. Travel into the wilderness and watch the night sky. Take a snowmobile expedition or a thrilling husky safari. Such are the possible adventures in store. So come with us to find the mysterious Northern Lights, an experience you'll remember forever.
So So I hope you enjoyed that bit of VT on the Nordic lights. I'm safe saying that, I can say that.
Well, you said it was the Northern Doo-Doo while I was watching it.
Spectacular though, I have to say, absolutely.
I've got to say, that's one on my bucket list, and I do have something a little bit different coming up in the next couple of weeks when I have time to put it together, and I think it will blow our readership away.
Right.
So, this is on the 10th of October and the 30th of October for 14 nights aboard the lovely Magellan again. Magellan, as I say, is their flagship until the Columbus comes in next year. Really rate the ship. One thing my father said, and as I say, he's getting a little bit old and crotchety, he goes, the entertainment was fantastic. They're having 2 quizzes a day, so if you love a quiz, you can go on there. They give away some wonderful prizes. He's got bookmarks, rulers, ships on sticks. Was that a different cruise line? I had to be very careful how I said that. But he said the entertainment was fantastic, lots of going on. And to me, when I go on a cruise ship, I want lots going on.
I think it's important though, because the CMV are extremely British in their way, if you get a good comedian, he hasn't got to change his act to suit other nationalities. And I've often found that when you go on a ship with 5, 6, 7 nationalities on board, that comedian's got a tough job because our humour differs in every part of the world. And it never quite works. If it's something visual, like a juggler, it works. A ventriloquist
If you got
is very good.
Have you got a speech impediment there, Ian?
But seriously, for comedians, but when you get something like CMV, Cruise and Maritime, if they've got British comedians, they'll be the best and they'll be hilarious. And it's very much adult on board, isn't it?
Yes, there is no children on Cruise and Maritime, which is great. It is generally for the elder, more discerning passenger. Mature, you like mature, don't you? I say discerning. You're going to be with very similar, like-minded people. There's going to be no flow riders, unfortunately, no rock climbing walls. But it's a great
karaoke.
I don't honestly know.
We'll have to find that out. Ask. Yeah, we'll find. You've got to do that.
Yes, Colin Gilder says, ask the captain, do they do karaoke? So anyway, this is a 14-night itinerary, choice of 2 dates, the 10th or the 30th of October. I am going to read this because I can't pronounce half the places anyway.
Okay, well, let's give it a go.
So we're going to start in the wonderful Essex Riviera, Tilbury, and then on to Amsterdam for a day, then cruising the Noordfjord. Noordfjord,
yes.
And then on to Olden.
Done that.
Have you?
Kayaking.
I was about to say, you must have been kayaking.
Kayak there. As high as the mountains, the ocean's as deep. You've got to remember that. Seriously, they're deep.
And imagine cold.
Very, very cold.
Hope you didn't capsize.
No, I didn't, but they weren't the kayaks I was used to. With my kayak is a bit wider, but they put you, it's like a cross between a canoe and a kayak. And Julie and I were falling out with each other, not as falling in the sea, because the rhythm completely went on this thing and you rocked too much. But once we got the hang of it, spectacular views. But don't fall in, it's cold.
I imagine. Then on to Christiansand.
No, I've not done Christiansand.
What about Alta?
I think I might have been there.
And then I believe the best place now is Honningsvåg for the North Cape. So you're near enough as far north as you can sort of go. And this is where they almost like guarantee.
So is that near Spitsbergen?
I think it is near Spitsbergen. So
right.
it's very long way up north. And I think this is where they guarantee the northern doodahs.
So is it guaranteed then? Does this happen? Because I'm learning on this show. As I've not done it, maybe our viewers will tell us. But
I don't think it's near enough guaranteed that it's nature. They can't guarantee everything. No. But they're going at a certain time of the year. They're going up as far as they can go. It's almost as good as time as they can go. Because at the end of the day, you're going to see this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, really. We don't get it in Essex or down in Plymouth, or I don't anyway, do you?
I mean, I've only ever seen it once from an aeroplane. We had a really good captain, night flight out of Boston, I think it was. And he explained, he said, look out of the port side of the aircraft now and you're going to see it. He could say the word Nordic Lights better than me. But there it was. It was spectacular. Yeah, I can imagine. For something like that, though, you're willing to pay a bit more money because, as you say, it's Mother Nature on show.
Yeah, as I say, when it comes out to play, it's going to be spectacular. And then on to Tromsø.
I've done Tromsø.
Kayaking?
Kayaking.
Did you kayak in every place?
Nearly every place, yeah.
And then on to Trondheim.
Don't think I've done Trondheim.
The next one I struggle with, Andalsnes.
Been there, that's beautiful. Oh, I did kayak there, but a long way. We went to this little, not a beach, but a sandy area, and we sort of parked up for a while. Then I looked back, couldn't see the ship. Was I scared because we'd just come around a corner, so we kayak back as fast as we could. But again, spectacular. And then I think you can take a train there as well.
I think that is that in Flam?
No, that's Flam, you're right, that's Flam. No, I think we walked along this place. There's some little cute little shops. I took some nice pictures of flowers and things, but it's quite a cozy, it's like an old Cornish town in a way. Very like Polperro.
So you felt
You haven't been to Polperro, you haven't lived if you haven't been to Polperro. But it is very similar to that, very Cornishy.
Cornishy? Well, we didn't call
far more expensive for a drink than Cornwall.
Oh, I knew he was going to mention that. Back to beer prices. £10 a pint, but don't worry, just have one, then get back on board.
Yeah.
So now, on Cruise and Maritime, the drink price is around about £3.70 a pint.
Do they offer an all-inclusive if
They
you
do
want?
offer
There
an
is a pack-
all-inclusive.
'cause that is so popular now, the all-inclusive option.
Off the top of my head, it's around about £17 to £18 a
Yeah, I
person.
heard that. That's for a day.
Which-
That is fantastic.
I think that's great value for money because a bottle of wine's got to be £18, £20. So if you have a bottle of wine just for your dinner at night, and a lot of people have one glass and then we start chatting and we go, oh, cheers, and then we have another one. So I think that is great value. It is the drinks package. So anyway, then we're on to Romsdal Fjord.
New one on me.
That is a new one on myself as well. And if you're uncertain what a fjord is, what is a fjord?
Well, a fjord is like, well, the steep mountains down to a deep sea. That's a fjord. It's just a landmass, but steep, isn't it? A fjord.
And I think they still got snow around them as well in the glaciers. I don't think it's quite as big as Alaska because you'll get to know Alaska is my favourite place. I can talk about Alaska till the...
Oh, I love Alaska.
But as I say, it's maybe just slightly more picturesque rather than rugged beauty is how I understand it.
Well, it's very narrow, a lot of these places the ships go through there, and that was what makes it so spectacular, because you appreciate the size of these mountains and this landmass. And, I can just sit there with a glass. I've gone through some of these fjords with a glass of wine, just watching the world go by, because they go at a very slow speed, obviously, the restrictions. And it's just magical. Another type of cruise, totally different from a Caribbean cruise.
Totally different.
Absolutely.
Anyway, one more port of call of Bergen.
Bergen.
Bergen. I've never been to Bergen. I had a Norwegian girlfriend from Bergen many years ago.
Did you?
Yeah, she was lovely.
Could you say her name?
Gree.
Oh, Gree. Gree.
She looked like Kelly McGillis.
Did she really?
And then back to London Tilbury. And this, as I say, is on the 10th or 30th of October. We'll quickly recap the itinerary, which is Tilbury, Amsterdam, then on to Nordfjord, Olden, Christiansund, Outer, Honningsvåg for the North Cape, Tromsø, Trondheim and Dalsnes, cruising the Romulsfjord, and Bergen, then back to London Tilbury. So how much are we doing this one for, Ian?
How many nights again?
This one is a 14-nighter.
£17.99.
Oh, you're £100 out.
Really?
£18.99 per person. And this is on buy one, get one free. So the second person is free. If you want an outside cabin, this is a little bit more pricey, but I understand why. Because you could be sitting in your cabin, window open.
How long are you there, if you don't mind me asking, within that Northern Lights area?
I think you were there for 2 to 3 days.
Are you really?
As it's cruising up and round, you're there for a period, and that's at 2,600. So that's £12.99 per person. So if you want to go ahead and book it, please call us on 0800 940 1449, or go to www.thecruisechannel.tv. And what do we say?
Ask Ian, he's going to give you a Kindle.
Ask Ian says, give me a Kindle, just tell our staff, and they'll give you a Kindle.
But the most important thing to say is the atoll protection, again, 100% financially protected.
Welcome back. My name's Ian Gilder, Managing Director of Adore Cruises. I'm joined by the captain, Mr. Ian Calvert. Enjoying the show, Ian?
Very much indeed. Thoroughly enjoying it. Some very good offers. I'm pretty much on the mark with the pricing at this minute.
You certainly are. With some great offers, some great news. But
I've learned a lot about this product, may I say. I've never cruised with Cruise and Maritime Voyages, so...
That's what we try and do. We try and educate our guests. So this is my favourite part. What time is it?
It's competition time.
Competition time. We've been running a competition for a little while now, and I love giving this away. This is a 2-week holiday with a week's cruise around the Caribbean with our good friends at Carnival on the Carnival Magic. And we're also going to include 7 nights in a 5-star, 3-bedroom condo in Orlando, in Reunion Resort.
And a car.
And a car. And flights.
And flights, very good indeed. What are we going to do to win this one then?
All you've got to do is do 2 things. You can either go to our website, www.thecruisechannel.tv, and there'll be an email sign up. So put your email in there. We're going to give you all the great offers that we're running and also other news. or you can go onto our Facebook page and like and share it. And then one lucky winner is going to be drawn out to win this amazing Caribbean cruise and stay.
And this is for 2017, the prize?
It will be for 2017.
Right, that gives you plenty of time. So you haven't got to worry about, oh, I can't get away, I've got no holiday time this year. Plan for next year.
We will work around you. So that is our competition.
Excellent.
So, what time do you think it is now?
One more offer time.
One more offer from our good friends at Cruise and Maritime. And this is an offer which we haven't run before. British Isles, with obviously Brexit, terrorism, a lot of people want to cruise around the UK, believe it or not. So they don't like the hot weather, and we've got a great deal for next year.
And we can pronounce all of the places.
I don't know.
Yeah, we can.
We'll have a little look. Should we actually have a look at the video? Because
Let's have a look and see where we're going.
See where we're going.
Many of us think we know the British Isles. We don't know the half of it. Over 6,000 isles make up this stunning country of contrasts. Let us welcome you aboard our British Isles Discovery Cruise as we head north to the nation's prettiest ports, the whitest beaches, breathtaking highland scenery and romantic castles. Sheltered harbours, flagstone streets and a pace of life you thought was lost forever are yours to explore and experience in the Scottish Isles. Soon we're cruising south to the old world charm of the Channel Islands and the pale sand coves, azure seas and wonderful wildlife of the Isles of Scilly. All this in one nation, in one cruise.
So there you go. Places that we know just around this great British Isle. So let's find out what the deal is and when it is.
Okay, going on Tuesday the 20th of June, it's 9 nights on board the new ship, the Columbus.
Right.
And we're starting in the Essex Riviera of Tilbury, on to Invergordon in Scotland. You been there?
Been to Scotland, but I've not been to Invergordon.
And then on to Tobermory.
Well, that's a new one.
At Isle of Mull.
Wow, that's an interesting one, you see.
It's very, very different.
Places, yeah.
Then on to Dublin. I'm not going to do my Irish accent because I got told off.
I've done that. Many a time I love Dublin. I love Dublin.
I got told off by Rohan at golf the other day. He goes,
Your Irish is not so good
He
then.
goes, what was all that to be sure business?
Sure.
So I'm refraining for that one, Rohan.
Wonderful place, Dublin.
And then on to St Mary's for the Isles of Scilly.
There you go. Now that's where they have palm trees. The warmest. Well, there's a dispute now whether that's the warmest part of the UK, the British Isles, or Jersey, or the Channel Islands.
Well,
yeah, it's an interesting debate.
The next port is my favourite place in the UK.
Plymouth?
No.
Oh, okay.
St Peter Port in Guernsey.
Oh, Guernsey, lovely.
I've been there for 18 years when I was a kid. My dad used to take me camping. We've kind of been crabbing. St Peter Port is wonderful. Great harbour. The only thing with St Peter Port is you're not guaranteed to dock there because they tender you in and it can get a little bit lumpy bumpy.
It can. Yeah, it's funny tides. So I forget how many tides they get there.
Yeah.
I think they get 3 tides a day.
I think it's 2.
Is it 2?
It's 2.
But it is a bit complicated. But it's a place, again, that's never commercialised. It's stayed
it's
as
great.
it is.
And they talk like you, Ian.
Do they?
Yeah, they got a bit of a Cornish accent.
Oh, no, I'm Devon.
Well, yeah.
I'm Devon. My friend Reg, who will be watching this show, will say you've mentioned Cornwall and make his day. Because we never mentioned Cornwall.
We made hi Reg, shout out to you. And then on to Honfleur in France before back to London Tilbury.
That's a nice itinerary.
Okay, this is on buy one, get one free. How much are we doing this one for, Ian?
How many nights again?
This is for 9 nights at the end of June, so it's a great time of year to go.
Lovely time of year. 999.
A lot less, what, per person?
Yeah.
So no. Oh, it's a lot cheaper than that. This one's at $14.99.
For 2?
For 2 people, and the second person goes free, so £750. If you want an outside cabin, that's at $18.99, and the second person goes free. So if you want to go ahead and book this offer, please call us on 0800 940 1449, or you can go to our website, www.thecruisechannel.tv. And what do we say?
What's Ian going to give you this time?
Ian says, give me a Kindle. Right, we're near enough at the end of the show. If you're just joining us, we're sorry, you've actually missed a great show. But you can see all our offers and all our news on our website, www.thecruisechannel.tv. But we're on to the section of the show where we actually have some great offers from other cruise lines. And last week we talked about you escorting some guests on one cruise, but I believe you've got another one, Ian, haven't you?
Yeah, another one. Off the back of the Equinox trip that we did this June, in my opinion, our most successful, not in size, in numbers, because I'm taking like 70 or 80 away in this coming October, November on the solstice. But as everything just worked, it ticked, everything happened, the weather was superb, everywhere we went, all the tours that we did ourselves and these luxury yachts we hired, it was just spot on, 100%. So they said, what are we doing next year? So I've decided this lovely part, the Adriatic. Have you not done the Adriatic?
I've done some of the Adriatic. I've done Dubrovnik, and I'm off to Hvar in September.
Oh, very nice.
So kind of, it's going to be absolutely stunning and beautiful.
Well, we got Slovenia, Montenegro, you have Croatia, Sicily, Italy, and you start and finish in Venice. But again, I always go on about pre and post. The most important thing is the ship starts in Venice and finishes in Venice, but it doesn't give you an overnight there. So whatever, if you want to see Venice, you're not going to see it getting on and off a ship. We're having a 2 nights post cruise stay. We're on the Celebrity Constellation.
What date's that in?
5th of June we fly out, BA direct flights to Venice, on the ship, do the cruise, come back, and then we have 2 nights in the Mestre area of Venice, just outside. That's affordable. Great local public transportation taking you into
It's the
Venice.
Vaporettos that take you in, isn't it?
That's right. And we're leading in on $19.99. We don't do buy one, get one free on these things because fewer ships are now leaving from Venice. They're restricting the amount of ships that now leave from Venice. And that is quite a spectacular departure.
So how many nights is that in total then, Ian?
That will be a 12-night cruise, 5-star Celebrity Constellation, 199 Ocean View. All in, that's drinks.
I was about to say, what does it actually include in the price?
That's your drinks package, your BA flights, the atoll protection, your drinks package, which is worth over £600 a person. And then you've got onboard credit as well.
Got onboard credit? How much onboard credit do they get?
Ocean View, $50 per person, but if you go up to a balcony, and they start at around $2,599, the balcony difference from the Ocean View, and then it's $200 per person onboard credit.
Why is the balcony so much more than the Ocean View on this?
Constellation, I don't think, has as many balconies as the newer ships, and as it's only doing this sailing 3 or 4 times next year, they're high demand.
So it's a very unique itinerary.
It's not like a rotation week in, week out. It's a rare itinerary and one you'll never forget for the rest of your life. Has
the Constellation recently been refurbed as well?
Big refurb.
Have they taken it up to the Equinox standard of ship? Is it Equinox?
Yeah, they've called them solsticing.
Solstice, that's it, sorry.
Yeah, and the name they gave it, and there's actually something on YouTube you could see, solsticing, and it's a video of the Millennium being upgraded and what they've done. Still lovely ships, but it's just showing the new items they've put. And you're going to get sushi on 5, as I mention every week.
Wow, that sounds absolutely amazing offer. So if you want to go ahead and book that one, please give us a call on 0800 940 1449 or go to our website www.thecruisechannel.tv. The thing with this offer, the captain, Ian Calvert, is going to be on there escorting you around.
I'm in charge.
You're in charge. He's going to be about 70 guests with you?
Hopefully we'll take about 70 guests on that one, yes.
So that's going to be very, very popular. I've had a great show, but if you have missed anything, please go to our website, which I've mentioned numerous times, www.thecruisechannel.tv, and all the information, all our offers are on there. So I think that's us done for the day, Ian.
What do we say? Smooth seas.